Let's delete the previous one and new profile. Whatever for all of those, do that. Now we get the music again. Bloody hell. Why do you have to reset all these settings? Okay, I'm still thinking Shit is a good place to start. Nuts. These nuts. Options, audio, music, master volume. There we go. Ah, the important ones. Controls. So it's remembered sensitivity. Keys and buttons. Start, stop, engine. Not that it really matters. Left turn, right turn. Light modes. Cruise control. Page up, page down. Makes it so much nicer on my fingers. Interior camera. Right stick. Unassigned. Next camera. Trailer detach. Left stick. Menu back. And that's everything. Gameplay. All that stays the same. Braking intensity up. Speed limiter off. Fuel consumption is... Why in here? Fuel consumption is by default off. All good. Let's get started. Reset my view. Start. And 1, 2, 3. Go. And we hope to get 90 XP. And hopefully some more short deliveries. Ultimately, if we end up with a Berlin delivery straight away, that's kind of fine. We'll just take it and deal with it. Won't be the end of the world. We're going to be doing something like that eventually regardless. But I think it is just quicker if you manage to get 90s. Then it does work out quicker. But it's a bit of a gamble. Yeah, wrong angle. Can I bring it across again? I think I can make it. Then we just need to slam it in. Almost. There we go. Good. Part-time Lord Translate Interpreter. Well done. Nice. Need it to be top level? Yeah, well, it's good. Yeah, we're sorting by other route length at the moment, aren't we? Sure, whatever. 3 minutes? That seems weird. It's not that far. See, I seem to be getting decent trucks for these trailers just for the short deliveries. I bet I'll start getting crap luck when it comes to the long deliveries. Yeah, only 40. That's fine. I mean, 2 90s and a 40 is enough. Results, that's fine. Second page, chewing gums. So we've got a few, so that's good. We want one of the next two to be, we want this one to be 90 ideally, and then the next one to be a 40. We're at a Volvo again, nice. I don't quite understand people who complain about the in-game GPS, to be honest, because it just covers up the dashboard anyway. It makes no difference. Only a 40, pugger. We'll still do it. I mean, we're not going to not do it. But we are going to complain about it. Only getting 40 for those is really annoying. Wrong one again. There is a Berlin delivery there as well, but we're just going to run through these first. So we do want to get Berlin unlocked. It kind of doesn't matter, to be honest, but Berlin to Hanover is a really good delivery to get. We want this to be a 90. Please be a 90. I suspect it's not going to be. Yes, good. Thank you. So this will get us our first level. Bit slower than we would have wanted. If our last delivery had been a 90, we'd have gotten it then. And then we want to kind of re-roll the jobs before taking a long delivery as well, which is the awkward thing. Not quite. There we go. So this will be first level. Yep, good. Long distance, good. But we have to take another thing first before it starts to give them to us. We don't want to take that. I'm just going to abandon a job instead. In fact, we're going to do a double thing. We're going to do warp to services because that passes time. And then we're going to abandon the delivery because that also passes time. So we're just helping to make sure that the jobs are nice and re-rolled. So now we can hopefully get Leipzig. Nice. 4 tons, 600 horsepower. Yes. Thank you very much. That is brilliant. Let's make the most of it. We're only half full on gas, which is a bit annoying. Be interesting to see what it reckons our distance to empty is. 1325. Well, that's fine then. We've only got 330. So we can do like 5 laps of Berlin and potentially skip an entire level, I think. So we only need 500 XP. Oh, this is going so fast. I'm going to have to be careful that I don't overcook it and just, like, flip or something, because this is going so much faster. This is great. Yeah, so 500 XP. We're getting a 25% distance bonus anyway. So we only need to do 400 Ks. And then the next level is 700. I mean, if it comes to it, I'm sure there's a gas station on the way to Leipzig, or if we start to run out of fuel, we just service warp there. I'm trying to remember which direction would be better. I think we do want to go left. It'll tell me to go left anyway, and I think we do want to go left. We just have those couple of awkward corners on the southwest side of Berlin to get around. Now this is going to be eating up the Ks. Just need to be careful we don't get stuck. So yeah, a bit of an awkward start, but we're on for a really good mid-game, and then it's a case of how badly is the finish going to be. I mean, we're not going to get high-value cargo straight away, but it kind of doesn't matter too much. High value is something that you want if you can get it, but you just never seem to get it where you want it. So it's hard to double down on that as a part of the strategy. If you can get fragile and high value, you really rack up the experience. But it's also worth considering that you only gain like an extra 100 XP or something. I mean, yeah, it's nothing to be stingy about, but well, it also depends on how long a delivery you're doing. So it'll be interesting to see what the kilometers to empty is at the point that we would be turning off, knowing that each lap is around 200 kilometers. So we've got cruise set at 158 currently. We're going to increase that. 1180 currently. Zoom out. Is there a gas station on the way south? There is, if we really needed it, looks like. So that's useful to note. We need to remember to actually go around the loop and not follow the main road. So we want to ignore the directions coming up here, basically. Yeah, so 1150. So we'd be like... Looks like we're on to being about probably 10k's short. But I'm kind of fine with that. We can probably also just like take some tight lines through the corners. Like normally you don't necessarily want to do that because you're actually wanting to maximize your distance traveled. But if we take some good lines to minimize the distance we're traveling, we might be able to save ourselves the fuel strategy worries, which is kind of important. Also want to make sure we don't take any delivery damage. So, you know, victory is in no way assured. We can mess up at any moment. Now we want to ignore how it's trying to tell me to go into Berlin. I like that we're doing a nice steady 155 through here, whereas last run we were generally only managing to do like 130. It seems to be pretty much the maximum that we can do with these tyres, this gearbox and this engine. But I'm fine with that. It's very rare you're going to get to go faster than 155 with a delivery and everything. If you set it up yourself and have the best, like the 750 engine, best gearbox, etc. You can do like 160 plus when pulling a delivery, but yeah, not likely in new profile style. Hey, MIGG, welcome, welcome. Ray6 still hiding out, even though he said he was going to go to bed earlier. No judgment. Doing some hot laps, don't mind me. So it'd be interesting to see what the kilometers to empty is like when we get around this time round. So we're trying to take some inside lines to make our lap effectively shorter. It's counter to what you would normally do, but it's just for fuel strategy. Also, you want to take good lines through these corners anyway. At least it's a nice low delivery, not too heavy, so the trailer is super stable through these corners. Like, this is an ideal setup to have got. So once again, we need to make sure we're in the correct lane, because we're going to go around again, and again, and again. Really should go though, yep, probably. Depends what your plans are tomorrow. Have a good rest of your weekend. AM, yeah, sounds about right. Learning for finals. Ah, yeah, that's moderately important. So stay right up here, don't go off at the exit. This is the easy one, next one's the skinny one. Keep going around, get out of my way, traffic. Literally, get out of my way, traffic. Still 0 across the board, good, haven't actually taken damage. Again, try and take some straight lines. I also like that it's daytime for me doing this, because I hate driving around here at night. What is the strat? Same as always. Do laps. Do laps, just do them well. So started off by doing manual deliveries because that gets you the best XP boost to start with. Unfortunately, we rolled low and only got 2 out of our first 4 deliveries were 90 XP deliveries, which was a bit rude. And then managed to, then take the long distance thing first to get the plus 25% for distance. Managed to get a really good delivery, so we've got Stetson through to Leipzig, which is a 300 and some odd K delivery, naturally. Berlin is on the way, so you can just do some sweet loops while you're on the way. So now it's just a case of fuel strategy, so I can do as many loops as I can because I've got such a good truck configuration. I've got 7 hours remaining on the job. So, like, time is not an issue, fuel is not really an issue. We're going to be doing at least, like, is this my 2nd lap already? 3rd lap? I can't even remember. But it only takes like an hour to do a lap. And it's like 200 Ks or so. Well, so I guess it takes more than an hour, doesn't it? So I'm going 200 Ks now. Oh no, 1%. Crucially, don't want to take damage because that hits you really hard in the penalties. I think we've managed to overhaul the difference now in terms of fuel. Because like 186 off that is 600, so that means we can do 3 more laps. So then time is the only issue. Farming XP, yeah. Like, you don't have to do the farming XP necessarily. You can just take incrementally longer deliveries. Like, if you just keep chipping up the long distance skill as you level up, and just practically max that out by the time the end, you can pretty much do it just based on that. That combined with the manual delivery bonus, you'll pretty much get all you need from just doing that. This just makes the most of things. So the Berlin loop is just a very nicely graded series of corners pretty much. You can do maximum speed through pretty much the whole distance. It's a nice even 200 odd kilometer loop. Takes you about, yeah, hour 30 or so to get round. So the only thing you have to worry about is A, not crashing, and B, not running late on the delivery. But you can milk it pretty well. It's certainly not necessary, but it is definitely clean. And so especially when you get a configuration like we've got here, where I've got, is it 600 horsepower engine and a 4-ton delivery. So acceleration is great, stability for the trailer is great, top speed is great. Like, it's the perfect conditions to try and farm as much as I can. See, I'm over my segment time for level 2, but that's probably because I can actually split that now. Like, it's technically not banked, but if I were to crash and lose this XP, I'd reset anyway. But we have traveled enough already that we would have gotten level 2 by now. So we can actually just split there. Because we are expecting to get almost level 3 out of just this one delivery. And we're just going to jump through. Because we're doing like 1200 Ks and getting the... or 1100 Ks I think, and getting the plus 25% out of it. So even 1000, so that 1250 XP, that's more than what you need to get to level 3 from level 1. So yeah, we're expecting to leapfrog. It means that you don't get the chance to look for high value deliveries or fragile deliveries early, which technically gives you an additional bonus. But fragile is a bit sketchy because you've got to be careful sometimes. And high value, often they're heavy for a start, and both of them are very rare. So it can be unlikely that you actually get good deliveries that qualify for those. So I would rather make the most of what I've got. We're making Volvo hay. So, what is it? It's 3 hours to finish. We've got 5 hours 40. So we might not run this completely down. The fuel strategy might not have mattered because I think it might just become about time now. I think we might just need to be making the next lap our final lap. We'll see. Up here is where we would need to make our decision on what we do. Fuel is not an issue if we do 2 more laps. Time, maybe. Obviously it's not going to actually take us 2 hours and 42 minutes because we're speeding. It's going to take us slightly more than half of that. So what's the time going to be up here? It's going to be basically 6 o'clock, which is nice. Makes our maths easier. Ooh, hello. Okay, we just managed to get... Jesus Christ. I hate not being able to turn off those. Somehow we managed to get around that. So yes, it's just before 6 o'clock. It's 5:50. So it's a case of what time we have remaining. Because we have 5 hours and 10 remaining. How long will it take us to do a loop? Because yeah, you do not want to be late for a delivery. I think we might be able to squeeze in one more lap. It's going to complain about fuel, but... Well, maybe this is the final lap that we can do, actually. No, we'll find out. When we get around to the south side again is where we make our decision. And then we've got to think about what we want to do next. We could theoretically, like, do a quick reroll strat, like take a bad delivery, service warp, abandon it just to reroll, just to see if we can get, like, a fragile load or something, because that boosts the XP gain to, like, 47%. Otherwise it's 40%, 43% if you get high value. I don't think we want to take the next long distance one. I think we want to stick with just 1 star on that. Might actually want to do eco driving, come to think of it. Eco driving might actually be the strat, because we don't want just-in-time deliveries at all. Because we want to make sure that we can do laps. But we might actually want to take eco driving as well as fragile and high value. So this level will take fragile and high value anyway. Because yeah, we should be going up 2 levels. If not, we'll take fragile. Okay, so what have we got? 4 hours and 12. It's taken us an hour and 10 to get to this point. It'll be like an hour and 15 once we get to around the bend. And it's 161 kilometers, and we have 370 k's worth of fuel. So we're trusting that the game mechanics are accurate. Basically. 4 hours, 2 hours, we can do another lap. Hey, no risk, no reward. We've got the perfect music for this sort of thing. So yeah, we just made a risky decision. Let's have the action music. Past the traffic. I hate this bit at the end here. So we're taking some trailer damage, but no load damage, and that's the important thing. Yeah, 346. It's going to tell me that it'll take longer than that, 430 in fact. But we're going much faster than it gives us credit for. Almost double the speed limit, so that's almost half the time that it reckons. This is where having realistic fuel consumption off is very important. Now, I like that realistic fuel consumption is in the truck settings, not the game settings. It makes it simpler. So the key point is you should never have to turn anything on. in the setup. You're just limited in what you're allowed to turn off. You can turn the speed limiter off, obviously. But that's handily in the truck settings, not the game settings. So yeah, 257, 250 odd Ks till empty. We've got 240 Ks on the GPS. So we're good for fuel. It now reckons 3 hours 30 versus 3 hours 15. That's going to be reduced even further. So we should be good for time. So it just literally becomes a case of drive carefully, don't crash. We could theoretically load like an autosave if we did crash, because it's an RTA run. So, you know, you still take the time hit. But I'd really rather not do that. Or not have to do that. So now we obey the GPS. We don't go around again. We do what the GPS tells us to do. 246, 257. We're good on time. Once again, perfect music for the mood. It's like the gamble paid off. It's no longer tense. Well, it is. Because it could still crash horrifically. And then the road to Leipzig is actually pretty smooth. That's why I was wanting this. And basically we want to be able to just do the same again, pretty much. How much XP are we going to need? That's going to be the interesting thing. Because I don't think we can do it in just one more delivery. Unless we get super lucky and get like a long delivery that's also fragile, that's also high value. Like if we manage to get an electronics delivery or whatever, no cars. Electronics is fragile but not high value. If you get cars, they're high value and fragile. But I don't think they're offered from the depots around Germany. They were introduced in Scandinavia, I think, or something like that. So I'm not sure that you get them as a matter of course. They're rare, anyway. They seem to be rare. Probably get them from ports more than anything, so maybe like some Amsterdam and stuff you get them, but... yeah, dunno. That would be useful. But unless we get like a, 50% or higher XP boost, then I don't think we're going to be able to jump up to the next level. If we manage to hit the 1400 mark, then we're going to need to get 1900. Which is even plus 25% alone, you'd need to be like a 1500 kilometer run, which is unlikely. Okay, so it's a little bit awkward actually getting into town up here in terms of the... You're running out of AdBlue, sorry? I don't remember that being a thing. Now I'm confused. Yeah, that was weird. Is it because of the game version I'm on? This is 1.3.2. Because I am positive that I have 0 mods active. That's weird. I'm very confused. Translation issue? String substitution corruption? Not sure. Yeah, that's weird. Customer expects delivery soon. Make sure you arrive on time. We should be. 1:52 remaining and we have only 25 minutes. We could have done another lap if it wasn't for fuel. Traffic. Please don't be... Ah, he's blocking lanes. We're gonna have to make them disappear. Graphics. Okay. It takes a little bit of time, but it's quicker than slowing down and starting up again. And it's certainly better than crashing. These guys are also annoying, but we're just going to push through these guys. That's fine. When it's two cars, you can usually squeeze between them. When it's a truck, it's too wide, and you just end up hitting it. If we can get 90 XP out of this delivery, that would be great as well, but I think, yeah, these ones pretty much only give you 40, I'm fairly sure. And it's a case of if it's only going to give me 40, I probably just don't even want to bother with that. Nope, gives me 90. Excellent, okay. It is difficult, but we can probably do it fine. So, we've got other... We took that corner too wide. We've got other trailers to work around, but no, this is easy. We just turn around. Oh, there's containers there. Ah, I now understand the scale of the problem. Still a piece of piss. I now understand why it's 90 to an extent, but still not exactly difficult. We can get it actually in the lines. Oh, it wanted to give it to me there. Perfect. Yeah, that's parked properly. Level 3, almost level 4. Okay, high value fragile. What are we at? No, wrong one. Progress. We're at 1987. Perfect. Great year. So almost 2,000, so we need 1,300. Okay. So we're not getting another leap switch one, which is annoying. How about the other direction? No, none going the right way at all, in fact. And those are our only options. Okay, so this is where we go here. I mean, Magdeburg's not too bad, but it's not far enough, I don't think. This is where we actually take the time to, service walk. This is wasting a bit of time, unfortunately, but it's in order to hopefully get a good reroll on deliveries. And we can try and be a bit choosy about things. So what do we got here? Crap again. That is at least long enough to get the distance. The engine's a bit shit, but what do we got here? Do we have anything going back the other direction? No, so we haven't even been to Berlin as part of the problem, I suspect. That's not long enough. And these are all the wrong direction. So the best we can really do is Dresden. That's too heavy, really. That's a terrible gearbox, or a terrible truck, but we've just got to take it. We can't just mooch around and reset indefinitely. Don't play with mods. I don't play with mods. DLC. I do have DLC on to an extent. Yep. You can have whatever DLC you like. You can play on latest version with all DLC if you want. I'm not sure whether or not doing like a different start would matter. You know, like utilize Baltic states or something like that. I don't think it would make much difference though. Berlin seems to be the place to be. But whatever DLC were valid for this game version, I'm fairly sure I have installed, so I'll have like, yeah, Scandinavia and stuff. France, whatever. So I think, trying to remember what it was that I noticed as a big difference. No, yeah, because you get going east in this and stuff. So I can't remember whether or not Shetson's in the base game without going east. Let's be honest, going east may as well be part of the base game these days anyway. So this isn't too bad of a engine, it seems. I don't really like these trucks, but so far so good. Is that counting down or up? That's okay, so we've only got 760 odd distance to empty. We didn't get a full tank, so we're not going to be able to do like one delivery to knock out the whole thing, because we have what, 1300 XP to get, which if you get 1000 XP, so if we were able to travel 1000 kilometers, then that would be 1250. So we're basically just a little bit hard done by the fact that we haven't been able to completely knock this out of the park. If they'd just given us a bit more fuel or a bit more time, time might be fine actually. We could fill up. We should have filled up back there if we were going to, because that would be quicker than taking another delivery probably. We want to remember to go left, to go clockwise. I mean, 141 Ks is not bad. Like, that's what we pretty much expect. The last delivery I got where I was able to go 150 odd, that's an anomaly. Like, we milked that for all it was worth. But that's rare. But yeah, we're not yet at level 4 even. We're about 2,000 out of the 2,300, so we don't actually need to do much. One lap and we're done. We could just do this delivery just as stock, and we'd be done. For level 4. Which might actually be the strat. I don't think we want to stretch this delivery too much. I think we do one extra lap, and that's it. I don't think we stretch it beyond that. We've already wasted a bit of time with like delivery rerolls and stuff. This truck is not great for going around these corners. That's the thing with the Renaults, they seem to be a bit skinny, and that makes them a bit unstable. Also, it is a heavier delivery, 14 tons. We were a bit spoilt by our last delivery being just a 4-ton with low center of gravity. This one is not so great. Now let's set cruise control up to 170. Let's get optimistic. And see how we go. So yeah, if we do one bonus lap, then that'll pretty much just ensure that we tick up to the next level. We're also passing a decent amount of time, which gives it, the jobs, plenty of time to reset. Yeah, certain ones will expire. And that's the problem with what we did. Like, we service warped and we abandoned delivery, and that advances time a little bit. But it's not enough for jobs to actually expire. And if they don't expire, you don't get new ones. It's also a little bit of a complication, the fact we haven't actually been to Berlin, which means that like that's a big hub for a lot of deliveries. But pretty much Berlin to Hanover is the only one you want for the sorts of distances that you're getting. Going past Berlin is kind of better. So we wasted a bit of time doing that reset because we could have just ended up taking this delivery anyway. But that's fine. You know, you do just spend a little bit of time on decision making in this run. So we're going to be once again in the position that like we could theoretically consider ourselves to have already leveled up halfway around this lap. Now, yeah, remember to go right. yeah, whatever. Haven't damaged me, that's the main thing. I mean, this truck pulled well up that hill. Like, still going 140 odd. That's really good. So, this isn't bad. Around the even sections, like when we get round to that southeastern corner again, we're probably going to be doing a good clip. We're actually going to have to be careful that we don't get unstable. Because this trailer does have a higher centre of gravity. Ooh, 500 euro this time, not only 320. Ooh. Yeah, basically the gamble on resetting things was if we got lucky, if we got cars or electronics, then we might have been able to just do it in one delivery, and it saves you the time in between, you know, the menuing, the driving out of town, the parking, you know, it saves you all of that time. So I think the absolute perfection would have been, basically if we'd gotten a mirror image, or carbon copy rather, of the delivery we did previously, the Volvo one, to get us those 2 levels. If we'd gotten that again, we probably would have just completed the run. That was a golden opportunity. In my previous runs, I was getting really mixed up with the idea that taking subsequent increases in the level of long distance gave you additional rewards, but all it does is increase your cash reward for doing longer distances than 350, 550, etc. It doesn't increase the XP bonus. The XP bonus remains 25% regardless. So that's where I was getting a bit confused in my last run. But we actually read things properly this time. So yeah, this is probably where we could theoretically split on level 4, because I think we've done enough. So we're about halfway there. And it's only 900, so that would only be about 450. So maybe not quite. Dramatic trailers, yes. That's apparently what this album is. I mean, it's not a very dramatic trailer. But oh, we've got something happening again. We're going to get rid of traffic again, not gameplay, graphics. Crank this back up to high. Oh, it even gets rid of the whole event. Perfect. I didn't realize that. I thought I'd only got rid of the traffic, but that counts as the traffic. Excellent. You know, so you lose the little bit of time that it takes to do the menuing. Ooh, crap, almost caught me monologuing. Almost took the wrong turn again. Really bad at doing that. Yeah, we would have had to like service warp or something. Now we want to go left. Yeah, you lose the bit of time to do the menuing when it's not an IGT run, but you can still do it, and it's usually worth it. If you're going to have to come down to a stop and then accelerate all the way to top speed again, it's worth that, what, 6-10 seconds of menuing? Because you're going to waste so much time accelerating back up to full speed again. My main problem is I always forget to do it until it's too late. I'll either encounter traffic and try and work my way around it and not just make it disappear. I'll either completely forget that I can even do it, or I'll just be too slow on the uptake. I'm just going to cut across here if we can. They're ridden, yeah, high beams on now. We've actually driven through the night, which is nice. Magdeburg's a tricky one. You can almost just service warp from the motorway to get down there if you want, rather than drive the extra stretch. It's a case of how much the extra XP is worth it. It is worth 1.25% currently, so 1.25 times rather, 25 extra percent, so helps a little bit, but it's still not the greatest conversion than going top speed. It's probably worth it. I don't know, because we've got lots of time. Haven't done the maths as to what the breakpoints really are. Like how fast do you have to be going to cover that ground to make it worthwhile? Because it also depends on then, okay, well, what's the distance that you're travelling from the surfaces still? Because you start from a standstill. So you start from not moving. Also looks like the depot is actually on the way into town, potentially, which means that we'd be backtracking a bit if we did service work, so... Cut you all off. Ah, yeah, would have been pretty close to the services, but whatever. We got an extra 13 XP or something. $90, excellent. Could you not roll backwards? So we're a bit up on our... We went way too far there. Oops. Okay, we've made a mess out of this already. Thankfully it doesn't matter because we're just that good. So we're a bit behind on the split to an extent, but again it's one of those things that, yeah, we could have split earlier. So we need 800 XP. Don't want to go to Dresden. Okay, we can go back again. 22 tons though. This is annoying. We know Dresden's okay. 600 horsepower? Sure, whatever. So that's 345 Ks. Po-tay-toes. Boiler mash and stick them in the stew. So also, once again, a case of I think I probably wanted to service walk to get out of town quicker, but whatever. We have some work to do on micro-optimizations, I think. I'm just not good at that sort of min-maxing. Now, it's 340 odd Ks. I should turn my lights on actually. 340. We need 800. It's 2 laps. 2 and a bit laps. 2 laps plus parking bonus, I guess. Even then we might end up being a little bit short. Of course now we get the 2400 Ks till empty. Where was that when I needed to do more? If I had a full tank when I was doing that, I'll actually know because time was the issue on the other one, but still. Even just on the last one I'd have taken it and just run it until it was finished. Yeah, slow acceleration with this. We've got the powerful engine at least, but it is a heavy delivery, which means I'm going to have to be careful on the corners too. I also just hate the amount of time that I've been wasting in menus, just getting good deliveries and stuff, but can't really be helped. It's just, yeah. Sometimes you just don't get the good options. I don't really want to be going down to Dresden. I would prefer Leipzig, but whatever. Okay, that's a really good point, actually. I think it's... Do I actually want to go the other way? Do I want to go right? Instead of left. Because of how it's going to make me get off the motorway. Am I even going to be able to see it? It might be worth just taking the time to jump into the world map to see how it's going to make me exit. I think I want to go anti-clockwise. Be able to see until it's too late, I don't think. Logically, I think anti-clockwise is the go-to, though. Yes, it is, because I can see the loop. We want to take this way. And that gives us a bit of extra distance over the original estimate, too. Means our corners around the outside are not going to be as clean, but that means extra distance, so cruise control increments 170. Good, we're not going to be doing that, that's for sure. So what was our distance to empty before? It was like 2400, wasn't it? We need to do at least 650 Ks, I think. Oh, crap. We take the time to reverse and go around. See, this is why I shouldn't think. Just don't think. It wastes you time to think. It also saves you time to think sometimes, but that's really annoying. We can't really have a run without me taking the wrong turn, can we? That just wouldn't be right. I've got to mess it up at least once. Yeah, I think I need to do at least 650 Ks, so 2400 minus 650 is 1750. I need to take note of how far it is to Dresden when I get down to the south again. God, it takes so long to accelerate again with this trailer. That was a really bad mistake. It's the problem with swapping between going anti-clockwise and clockwise too much. am I holding down accelerator? I set my cruise control. I can have a drink. Yeah, I really wish that I'd gotten this delivery last run, or last time, instead of the one that only had 700 odd Ks. I need to go off here. I need to put this on. No, I need to do this, yeah. I need to have this closer. Or on this one preferably, so I can actually remind myself where I'm going. It's getting to the part of the stream where I don't pay attention. Because yeah, if I'd had this amount of fuel and amount of time last delivery, I think I'd have been able to finish it. Just by doing a few extra laps. Would have been like 2 extra laps. No, it would have been more than that. 4 extra laps. But I didn't have 800 Ks worth of fuel. I only had 760 to start with, so it was a bit rude. Now, I needed to do an extra lap, didn't I? Yeah, we don't go off here. How many Ks is it to get off? It's 180. 180. Off the 650 that I need. So if I do one more lap, then I should be at 1900. Which I think is actually a lot more than I need. I think I'm going to overshoot by quite a significant margin. Which means I can probably service warp a bit at the end. But I don't even know exactly how much that I can do of that. But I mean, that's why that 650 is important. So it's like 2400 down to 1750. Once I get to 1750 Ks remaining, when I'm close to Dresden, then I should be able to just service warp to avoid driving longer than I need to. It's funny how the segment time looks like it's, yeah, plus a minute 30, because that's against my best segment, which in this run means nothing, because if I didn't split until I leveled up and I only had 500 XP to go, then my final split, or the final segment, is very short. Taking it nice and wide, because that just adds to our distance traveled as well. Which again, I don't think we need to do, but... Then it just becomes a case of I hope I remembered and calculated out the XP that I needed enough. Let's not make the same mistake again. Let's hope that it takes this corner without tipping. Ooh, okay, that was much closer than I wanted it to be, but we made it. Okay. It's fine, we don't need to do that again. This time I want to actually pay attention and follow my GPS when it comes to turning off. So you're 240 Ks. We're in 1960. We needed to enter into this corner from a higher angle. Oh. Okay, we're good. We good. Whoa, girl. Just had a little bit of a bucking bronco on our hands. Slowed us down a little bit, but... needed to ease off on the cruise control, I think, going through there. And also just entered it far too short an angle. We've certainly done our best to throw this run several times. So up here we do want to exit. Not sure what sort of speed I can carry through the exits. Brake a little bit just to... oh my god, okay. Oh crap. Okay. Oof. 2% bugger. That's gonna hit me hard. We slowed down, but not enough. 2% trailer damage is gonna be bad. Like, we have to hope we get 90 XP from parking. Probably bad. I mean, I guess we just drive it all the way in rather than service warping when we hit 1750 or whatever. We're just going to take it the whole way there now. Yeah, this is not a stable load, unfortunately. 21 ton. Funnily enough, when you're going out twice as fast as you meant to, it doesn't work out very well. Yeah, Dresden's the awkward one to get into as well. I mean, we're still on pace to have a really good PB, which is nice, but yeah, we've definitely made some mistakes on this one still. But that Volvo delivery that we had, not this one, the previous one, was just so good. Yeah, really carried the run. Awkward start, amazing mid-game, sketchy finish. Becomes a bit of a case with these that it's like, well, I can go again. As soon as I start finding myself behind to the point that I don't PB when I do a run, if I don't make any big mistakes, then I know that I'm pretty much at the limit of what I'll manage with this category. It's basically all I really care about when it comes to speedrunning these sorts of things. So I know I'm not going to get a perfect run. So it's a case of, at the point that I stop getting automatic PBs, if I like make no particular mistakes and still struggle, then okay, randomness is taking too much out of this run, I'm not going to continue. Especially in a run as long as this. Should get sub 120 at least easily, I think. So that damage on the load is going to bite me, I know that. I don't know by how much, which is nerve-wracking. It makes it a bit hard to know what we're going to get from this. So we've done our 600 Ks now. But even 600 was relying on getting the parking bonus. Let's not go too fast up here. Even that felt on the edge. Now we get this awkward intersection here. Really don't like these ones. It just feels like it wants to tip. Okay, let's run this into town. So we've done 650. Which 20% of that is 130. Which would put us at 780. So the extra 5% does tip us over. But there's the damage. We're probably going to have to do another, like, intra-city delivery with a parking bonus again, just to make level 5 again. We just kind of screwed ourselves with damage. I'm not going to reset traffic, I'm just going to do this. Interesting that it gives me a red signal offense when I'm on the wrong side of the road. I feel there's a different offense there. And in here. Please be a 90. That's all I can say. Please be a 90. Yes, good. Because we might need that. That might even not be enough to overhaul our damage. But it gives us the best chance of not having to do another delivery. Okay. Moment of truth time. Oh, we did it by a lot. Okay. We didn't need to worry. We actually overdid it. As I kind of expected I might. Never mind. Visit selected dealer, yes. Do this, purchase, yes, good. Wait for it to load. And go back into the menu, trailer dealer. You purchase, there, good, yes. Okay, trailer manager, there we go. Click, use, yes, time. Why did it reset? That's weird. Well, is that correct? 1:11:29? I don't know. I only pressed plus, but apparently it reset too. Huh? Live split has been confusing me lately. Well, whatever. We'll worry about that. We'll have the video footage anyway, so we'll worry about that when it comes to it. Photo evidence. First truck trailer. There it is.